Hello, everybody. I haven't done one of these ghostly videos in quite a while, but sometimes you're laying in bed and the only light is your phone screen and you just have a thought that you can't wait to get out there. So, as you know, I've been listening to a whole lot of Abraham Hicks. And what's going on is there was a gentleman she was talking to who had so much guilt about all this money he had. He had money and privilege and the ability to do what he wanted with his life. He didn't have the independence he wanted. He was dependent on his family who was giving him the money. Now, of course, a lot of people would be very thrilled to have a life like that, but he had found the edge of it, the point where it wasn't quite as thrilling. The edge of freedom that comes with, family money. So she was talking with him, and my mind just wandered with what they were saying. And I thought, wow, it's guilt. She was talking with him about guilt, and his guilt over getting the money for free was preventing him from getting other money or from growing the way he wanted to grow, of course. And she was helping him see guilt as a good thing, that, oh, well, I've paid the price of this guilt, so now I can tell myself that I've, worked hard for this money. I've suffered for this money, right? Because that's, what he's doing psychologically is trying to justify what he has through guilt. And, okay, I started thinking that too. Like, oh my gosh, guilt is a positive thing. And it's turned so much around for me. I think the way that's useful for most people to turn around guilt is to turn it around in the sense that you have. It's hard for me to remember this. I'm remembering it visually in terms of the game I was playing while I was listening to Abraham. I don't know if you ever remember things in images that have nothing to do with the actual verbal thought. Almost in a pre-thought way, or maybe using visuals as a different language that's not verbal. And so a big part of memory work, using your mind, is pulling things not just out of a verbal memory, but out of a picture memory. Of course, we all know we have a smell memory that's very powerful. So let me work on pulling this out because it's really beautiful. Guilt, flipping it around, was a concept I was using in my memory to pull it out. But it's about so much more than that. It's about doing your real work. It's about, let's start from here. Are you happy in your work? Right? We could even back up a little more and say, when you are happy, do you do your best work? Most of us can say yes to that. When I'm happy, I do inspired work that's amazing and creative. We live in a world with these computers that are not so creative. So human beings aren't meant to do rote work, grunt work, mentally or physically. We're meant to do creative work that computers can't do. That's the future, right? So ask yourself, are you at your best when you're doing work that makes you happy? Yes, most of us can say that. And forgive me, I have an eyelash there. I don't know how well you can see me, but I'm still self-conscious on videos. But anyway, okay, so you're happy. You're doing your best work. When you're happy, you're feeling great, right? Okay, awesome. Now, what do you do if you're not doing your best work? What kinds of work do you do in your life? And by work, I really mean any action that you take, because you want a result, right? I might be overwhelmed socially and lay down to take a nap so that I can recharge my ability to go out in the world and deal with the huge variety of vibrations that are out there, right? So, it feels so good to have these thoughts and to know that they come from an inspired place. It feels so good to know that I'm maturing, that I'm growing up, but not the way I'm supposed to, not the work hard, do the path that you're supposed to do way, but that I'm growing up in this other way of being happy and being mature and recognizing my happiness as inspired thought and having so much to offer the world as a grown up, mature person. Because I've spent so much of my life in a childlike exploration of the place, and that's never going to stop. But as they say, if the fool would only continue their folly, they would become wise. And, that's very true for me. I have just chosen to continue this so called Peter Pan syndrome people have labeled me as, and I've just jumped into it and with both feet and gone all the way through it to where now I'm a grown-up Peter Pan and I'm really good at it, and I'm going to keep doing it more and more and crazier with more adventures. I've gotten so good at it, I'm never going to stop. I've gotten so good at this adventure life that, well, I'm never going to do anything else for a living because I'm really good at this and this pays better. It's like I'm trapped in something beautiful that I want to be in. That word trapped hardly applies, just in a mockery of the whole thing. And that's what I want you to do with the word guilt to turn it around. Hopefully that rampage I just went on helps you. Hopefully it helps you understand, as much as it's helping me dig up good things, hopefully it helps you understand that just as I was mocking the idea of being trapped, we can mock the idea of being guilty. I was talking earlier about, hey, you can, how do I say it? You can do your best work when you're feeling good, right? When you're doing what really thrills you, what really excites you, you are more productive, you are more creative, you are offering so much more value to the world than if you took a job you hated doing some rote work or some physical work or some repetitive work, unless you like that kind of stuff, in which case, please go do it. If you like repetitive work, though, maybe you don't want to work in a factory. Maybe you want to work outdoors on an organic farm where everybody does things the old natural way that's healthy for the environment. Like, great, go do that. Maybe there's a way for you to do whatever type of work you like, but in a brighter and more wonderful way. But for those of us who like new things and adventures and creativity, I want a freedom from repetitive work that I don't like. Don't get me wrong, I'll repeat things that I do like day after day after day after day. Those of you who know me in this phase of my life know that I'm learning songs at the tune to, 3 to 5 new instrumental covers a day. I'm learning music at this incredible pace, and when I get out of bed, I'm going to go do some more of it. It's just something that I've gotten really good at feeling good about. And of course, when you feel really good about something, you do it at an incredible pace. Every time I go in to perform, I'm offering new, fresh songs, not just the ones people have heard before, but new ones. And that matters so much. So, I'm talking to you about productivity, the productivity that comes when you're feeling good. And here's the twist. I love this so much, I can't even say it. I feel so good about it that it inspires me to other good things, and I can't even focus on it. But the twist is guilt. I want you to feel guilty if you're not feeling happy and thrilled about your work. If you haven't gone through life to find something that you love, that you're good at, you're depriving the world because you're so much more productive when you're happy. So if you're doing work that doesn't make you happy, I want you to feel guilty. I want you to feel bad about it. I want you to know that you owe the world happiness because you will do so much better work. It'll be better for the world and the environment and the trees and the people around you. It'll be better for everyone and everything when you do work that you love, when you do work that thrills you, not the work that pays you the most amount of money for the most amount of misery. Because when you're miserable, you make other people miserable and you damage the world and you waste things and opportunities and objects and life forms. So please feel very, very guilty when you're not doing the work that thrills you, and feel that you could be giving the world so much more if you were doing the thing that excites you. Now, I know this is kind of an advanced tip. There are probably a few of you out there who might take this as a reason to actually feel bad. I want you to feel guilty in this way that I'm describing so you can let go of it, so you can mock the very idea of guilt. The idea that you owe it to your family or yourself or other people, that you have to feel miserable out of some debt to other people. And that's not how it works. I want you to feel bad about feeling bad and feel good about feeling good. I want you to feel guilty if you're not thrilled about your life. I want you to go do something that makes you happy, not something that makes money, until you feel so good that you just naturally take action on all the stuff that you love, and you do it repetitively. And you love repetitive stuff because it doesn't feel like rote work anymore because you love it so much. That's what I want you to do. Don't spend a lifetime doing misery work, because that will diminish the world. What little financial benefit you provide for others or survival value you provide to others, that pales in comparison to the huge amount of lost opportunity of how much more you could have given. And when you work in misery, you destroy more than you ever create. So you're really not helping other people with survival at all. Even if you think you are by trudging away on some job, the misery you create destroys so many resources and opportunities. The world just isn't the way you think it is. It's not your fault. You were trained to work hard for other people out of some invented sense of debt, and that is the exact opposite of reality. I just want you to know this. Flip guilt around on its head. Yes, this is an advanced topic. If you are stuck in a massive depression, if I tell you to feel bad about feeling bad, that's just going to cycle your depression more. What you need to do to get out of depression is not listen to this video. It is to as Abraham says, get angry instead of depressed, get into revenge, or get into retaliation, or asserting yourself against all odds. That stuff is not super desirable, not very high up the scale of pleasurable emotions, but it's better than feeling helpless in depression. So it's a really good place for you to start. And then re-listen to this video when you're feeling better about how guilt cancels itself out, how to use that concept, flip it on its head, and make it not exist. It's like a double negative. It's like when people come at you with negatives, they're all double negatives. If I said, don't not give me a kiss, right, that double negative cancels out and you give me a smooch. So that's the idea, right? I want you to see every negative with its hidden partner. It's, to use a quantum metaphor I don't understand, as so many self-help people do, it's entangled. Every negative that you see is entangled with another one you don't see. And if you turn it on its head, you can cancel it out from the other one, you know? You can make negatives disappear when you have a broader perspective and when you see what's really going on in the world. So don't not have a wonderful day, and make sure to flip guilt around on its head and feel super awesome about your life. I love you all very much, and we will talk again soon. Bye bye.